would you like to go?
No, later.
Okay. She's still in the warm up.
Well, you know Caroline, she you know, she sits there and she
Vibes.
yeah, you know, till she's ready.
This next poem is called Imperfection. Why do we feel that we have the authority to judge imperfection? We hand out rejections but reach out for a helping hand from the resurrected, while undoubtedly conceiving that we are achieving the life of perfection. Coughing up the unperfected while believing perfection is being digested. We look at the outer picture without getting to know the inner beauty. We try to break the bond of coming together instead of stressing unity. Taking away the virtuous rights of one's freedom because we act like we are astonishing creatures. Judging in the dark, but in the light, it's a hi and nice to meet you. But we call ourselves the children of the Holy One. We call ourselves the sheep of the Most High Shepherd and brothers and sisters of His Holy Son. While we are living and entertaining the lives of the impurity, but we ask for forgiveness for all of our faults and iniquities. So what makes us think that we are so perfect that we can't help raise each other up? Instead, we want to stab people in the back and leave immutable cuts, but we call ourselves the shepherds and the heads of the earthly realm, the leaders. But when we walk amongst each other, instead of spreading love, we're pointing the fingers. But my God said there is no condemnation for those that are in Christ. So why do we intercede and place condemnation to other people's lives? He said, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And for the most part, I know it's some of us who try to place our faults on the shelf and try to come back to them later when you're ready to read the words off the page. But until then, you rather find fault in someone else's life as if we're the only ones that are saved. Like you are the only one that's covered by the blood, but is that what He calls love? Paul said that we all have sinned and fallen short of His glory, so how can we tell someone else's story? You don't know the mercy He has for them or their amount of grace. So instead of loving and growing in God, we try to step in and take His place. Running a never-ending race until God says it's time for the Son to bring us home. Until then, spread the gospel, put the word on it, love one another, and be the image of the one seated at the throne. He says that we should not judge, but we see a brother or sister falling to go get them and bring them back. For who wants to be pointed at and judged along with fighting the attack during the match? For in due time He will be the judge, but for now we are the minutes to His clock. He doesn't want us to judge, but be careful of being that stumbling block. Watch out for the enemy and stay ready and immovable while he continues to manifest in those that are imperfect and believes that they're losing them. Train a child up in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he would never turn from it. The beginning of life was spoken, for grace was already granted. A seed was planted for ancestors to Grandma, Big Mom, and whoever else He placed in your garden. Let God do His job, and you listen to what He has for you, for our hearts are not hardened. Understand that we all have our transgressions, that through the blood are protected, and only by grace we are saved, and only through His blood we are perfected. Instead of being the person on the other side of the battle line, leading a pack of the critics, help your brothers and sisters get to heaven to ask why there's one answer, and that's just because Jesus did it.